Hello, everyone. In today's session of Thoughtful Leaders, we have Director of Symbiosis Center of Media and Communication, Dr. Sriram Gopalakrishnan. I heartily welcome you on College Dunia platform. Thank you, sir, for
Thank
sharing
you.
your precious time. Sir, with your permission, shall we begin with the questions?
Please.
Yeah. So moving on to the first question. Sir, being a director of Symbiosis Center of Media and Communication, Pune, kindly tell us about your experience in the education industry and what makes it the best industry to work in.
Let me thank College Dunia for this opportunity. A lot of information on SEMC is already available on our website as well as on our social media handles. Perhaps I can share those that may not be on the public domain. Before Symbiosis, I used to be in the corporate sector. I have worked in advertising, films, and marketing. But my biggest stint was with Indian Oil, which is a Fortune Global 500 company. It's a different world from education. The desired outcomes are different. People are different, so we can't really compare both the sectors. But being in education gives you a sense of responsibility that other jobs might not perhaps give. Not sure whether we can call the education sector an industry, but the field is definitely exciting, especially the opportunity to share and learn, to do research. And working with Symbiosis is really, the best of both worlds. I got an opportunity to do a lot of research in something which is called as a Scopus indexed research work. It's a publishing genre which is highly sought out for. So that is where the opportunity is.
Okay, sir. Moving on to the next question. Any significant challenges you have faced as the director of Symbiosis Center of Media and Communication?
Significant challenges have been many, but managing students is obviously the biggest one of them. We have to prepare them for a career that is in an industry, in a sector which is ruthlessly competitive. And we need to do that with care and patience. In fact, the pandemic has been quite a traumatic event for all of us, especially the younger generation. In fact, I would say the year 2020 is by far the toughest time that I've had to deal in my 32 years career. We had to prepare the students for a different world. In fact, from a very professional point of view, we saw something which is very unique going on in the industry at that point in time. Whether it is remote shooting, remote site management, remote production, everything was going remote. So we also opened up our software labs for remote access. So students could actually work on the software sitting at home. Right in the middle of the pandemic, we looked at how the industry is working rather than looking at what we should be doing first. Because all the templates for education changed in 2020. What's the point of teaching students to face a world which had changed? So we looked at what the industry was doing very closely. And we had a record 60 workshops and over half a dozen value-added courses in data journalism, design thinking, how to handle actors, digital newsletters, graphic designs, all done remote. We also quickly unveiled a kind of a blended template called the DigiSkill courses. Courses which would be woven around digital tools. I must say it was a major success. And at the height of the pandemic, when people were losing jobs, our students were getting them. In fact, I'm happy to share that our median salary packages over the last 1 year has been increasing rather. We had 5 students getting packages of 10 lakhs each. So I don't know whether the pandemic's impact will continue as of now. But I must say the challenging year was definitely 2020. And the challenge continues even now as we train our students to tackle the digital world and the remote world which has come as a result of the pandemic. So yes, I would definitely rate 2020 as the biggest challenge in my 32-year career.
Okay. Sir, how do you tend to establish a relation with the students being a director? How do you make yourself available to them?
So in the first place, I think it's more than being individually involved. We need to build a structure, which is like an ambience for interaction with the students. I must share that our culture is very different. We have a 27-member student council who are all elected out of the 480 students that we have. We have a student leader, student deputy head of the students council. The council regularly meets, they have an agenda. In fact, they also take calls on who will mentor the younger students. So the council, students council decide all that. The student head and the deputy head is invited to the faculty meetings. So they get a sense of how the institute is governed. And they are free with their opinions, though the condition is that there is a mutual respect between faculty and students. In fact, our student council help us in governance of the institute. So rather than just making it like, traditional student-teacher relationship, we believe that our students are stakeholders in the institution. So that sets the tone and the ambience for the relationship that we have with our students, and which of course I'm also involved as a faculty because when I also take classes. So when I interact with students, I'm a faculty, and when I have administrative responsibilities, I'm a director. So I guess it works both ways.
Okay. Sir, tell us about your effort behind establishing such a successful college, and how do you plan to take it to greater heights?
We are known as the foremost undergraduate media college in the country. Our student acceptance rate is between 3 to 5%. So you can imagine the number of applications we get. But the success of SCMC brand is due to the efforts of my predecessors and my colleagues in the past. I guess we just are continuing the tradition and do necessary course corrections as we need. So that is an important aspect of our growth. Now, I was just trying to expand on our student centricity. I think that is also something that is relevant. In fact, our student council even work with us on structuring the academic calendar, which is very important for us because they come back with a lot of experience from their internships. They submit internship reports, which help us actually rework on what is required in the industry. So I think all this put together is something that we are really proud of, and we hope to continue in the future as a culture, as a philosophy.
Okay, sir. So you just mentioned about a student centricity. I want to know that how do you create a student centric environment in your college?
So, interesting question. So, student involvement is just not about the ambience. It's also about how the program is structured and run. For instance, let's take specializations. Now, most colleges, I'm aware of, they probably offer one or two courses, maybe in the final year or in the last semester, and they call it specialization. But here we have deep dive specializations. In fact, our specializations start much earlier in the third semester. And I'll just want to share with you that each of our specializations have almost 46% unique courses. So if you are a specialization student of, let's say, journalism or films or advertising or public relations, you might be going through unique courses related to your specialization, the quantum of which would be around 46% in the entire program. So to run this is quite a challenge, and students' involvement is very important as far as that is concerned. I'll also give you another example of why students' involvement is very important, or how student centricity is an essential part of running the program. Let's say we have maybe around 52 weeks in a year, and out of which approximately around 32 weeks or 33 weeks goes into the 2 semesters. This is a UGC requirement that we have to comply with. Perhaps another 8 odd weeks go for the weekends. And then maybe another 4 to 6 weeks goes for all those examination and things like that. So in effect, the remaining 12 odd weeks is something that the students go on internship. So 52 weeks in a year, practically, the students are engaged right throughout. That actually means in 3 years of completion of the program, we have students who have gained work experience of 6 months. Okay, so that's almost almost equal to an entire semester or half year. Now, with that kind of experience, it's very easy for them to understand what is there and then probably get better career opportunities and further studies that they want to do. But if we could not do that if it was not for the students' cooperation. Imagine. Generally in India, you have undergraduate college students enjoying something called vacation. So perhaps our students don't know the meaning of a vacation because they are working. That kind of involvement and rigor could not be possible if the students had not cooperated and not been part of the system. So I think the student centricity is not just about ambience and culture in the college. It's also about how they are involved in our program and how they contribute in making our program a very rigorous one.
Okay, sir. Sir, how do you integrate a value-based education with your curriculum?
Good question. Value-based, Symbiosis is known for its philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. And we have almost, let's say, around 90% of our students are coming from outside Pune and Maharashtra. A large chunk of them come from, foreign countries. And that is the first step towards, kind of a value-based education where you get to interact with people from different cultures. Second is, we have specialized courses on gender sensitivity, environment, world peace. So generally, a lot of students are trained as professionals to understand the humanities angle of it. And we have student champions. Now, student champions are those who be a role model and perhaps have a keen watch on what is happening among the students, whether it is to highlight red lines like toxicity, gender discrimination. All these issues are highlighted immediately for action. So student gender champions make a big difference for us. So overall, the importance given to sports, we have perhaps the first or the only intercollegiate sports festival that we conduct. It's called In True Spirit. So whether it is in sports, drama, extracurricular activities, intercollegiate activities, gender sensitivity, importance for environment, as well as championing all those things, all those freedoms and rights that we hold close to our lives as a democracy. All in the overall umbrella of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is the entire matrix of our value-based approach as far as education is concerned.
Okay. So moving on to the next question, what would be your ideal school environment and how would you encourage that culture in your college?
Now, this is perhaps a very important question for all colleges and education institutions in the present generation. See, there was a time when every generation was, in my times at least, they're talking about a generation is like every 20, 30 years. And then it changed to every 10 years. Now we are seeing generational changes every 2 years. My students who passed out in 2018 are a lot different from my present students are there in the college. So being alive to such short gestation period as far as generation change is concerned is a very important point. So how do we build that kind of environment? We always tell our students that the key point of education is to be a professional, but more importantly, be emotionally strong. In fact, we have our own counselors who are always on duty 24/7, and we address issues like depression and stress. In fact, at the height of the pandemic last year, we started an initiative of weekly sessions, online sessions, then went on to be daily sessions, when we help students cope with different kinds of trauma. Some were looking at a lot of people dying around them. Some perhaps had their relatives and friends succumbing. So we had a huge challenge, and I must say that we were able to handle that to a large extent. In fact, I always mention in my open house, open house discussions. Open house is something that I do, where students can ask almost anything. Ask me anything kind of a format. Ask me anything is a nice format on social media and digital platforms. So we have patterned our open house based on that. So they are free to practically ask anything that they want, and we will not judge them, nor will they be taken, to task for voicing very vocal opinions. So I always used to tell them that depression is like a disease, like cholera, like typhoid, or diabetes. You cannot cure diabetes by telling people, okay, don't take it seriously, think positive. These things don't cure diabetes. You need insulin. Okay. So depression is like that. So you cannot say, think positive and you'll be all right. But that is not a way to, that's actually ridiculous. If depression is a disease, it needs to be treated medically by a medical professional. I think the challenge in maintaining a good, healthy college environment is to understand that these are the pressure points of social life for the current generation. Education can take care of itself if students are happy in their skin, happy in what they do. So I think that is my take as far as building an ideal college environment is concerned.
Okay. Sir, moving on to the most important question of the day that most of the students eagerly wanted to know about the placement opportunities. So I wanted to know, how do you look at the growth of student to the placement opportunity available at your college, and how do you wish to push the envelope further?
Okay, I know perhaps this is a question that many students also ask us. But the single line answer for that is, I'm making a bold statement here. A placement is not a priority. Your career is a priority. Okay. While our placements have always been 100%. Okay. Those who want to get jobs definitely get jobs, and those who pass out and want to do higher studies, then go on to IIM Ahmedabad, foreign universities, the University of Columbia, London School of Economics. In fact, I must say that, a bulk of students last year joined IIM Ahmedabad and IIM Kozhikode. So higher education is definitely something that some of the universities that they have gone to is really great. We have people going to even the prestigious Yale universities in the United States. But while placement is good, in fact, I also shared with you that last year, 5 of our students got a 10 lakh package, which is really great. And our kind of medium packages, median of placement, is pretty good. We don't go beyond saying that our placements is always robust and 100% because we don't want people to focus their education on placements alone. I'll answer this question in a different way. If you are prepared for a career, okay, I know we are confident that with the combinations of skills and mindset our college offers, most of them will have a robust career. But is it for the long term? Our research tells us, we do a lot of research on our alumni and all that. Our research tells us that those who are completely focused on a career, they do well. So it's quite possible that, the job that you get might not be paying as much as someone who's probably focused only on placement, but they have long careers and they end at the top of companies as CEOs and directors. So that is a philosophy that we prioritize. Your career is your priority. Okay. Now, in terms of how we build our entire strategy for placement, is I must share with you, I've already shared with you that we have 3 internships. I don't think any college in India offers 3 internships of 2 months each. In most places, internships are like 1 week, 10 days, 15 days kind of internships. But here we have 3 internships. 1 is the development sector internship and 2 are industrial sector internships. And that's a huge strong point as far as building skills are concerned. We have over 300 partners who have been with us for so many years. And these partners have participated in our entire internship program. And we are proud of having them on board. And that is something that we value and treasure a lot. So in a nutshell, our placements have always been good. Our placement packages definitely better than even some of the MBA colleges, I must say. In fact, some of my students last year, were moved into positions where they were actually managing MBAs from other institutes. Of course, we always, suggest that people look at their career from the long term. But the key is the connection between our internships and placements. I think that is really the key. So at the end of 3 years, our students have 6 months work experience, which is simply unbeatable as far as the market is concerned. I hope that answers that question.
Yes, sir, definitely. And I also got a major insight and valuable insights from it. Sir, moving on to the next question. What goals do you have in your mind for your institution for the next few years?
Yeah, we have goals because the pandemic has taught us a lot of things. Okay. The pandemic has taught us about some digi skills which are going to be the future. Many of the things that we used to do in colleges may not be relevant in the future. Okay. Now, are we going to throw them away? No. I think we need to evolve. So, our program structure is under process, and we are going to restructure those program structure. And perhaps had a lot of digi skills, which are actually they are more not specifically connected to one industry. For instance, for example, I'll give you some anecdotes, rather live things which is happening. For instance, public relations. Okay, public relations is getting to be like a digital humanities area, and journalism is getting to be like more data journalism, data-driven journalism, and platform journalism, like an online journalism, which is like a huge shift. Advertising is actually evolved. In fact, it's beaten back the competition that it got from digital marketing, and is evolving into an area which involves both AV as well as advertising. Films is evolving into a much more low cost, low mode format, and more a digital format for OTT platforms. So a lot of things has changed in the last 1 year, and this impact of that last 1 year will be felt for the next 10 years. Okay, the world that we knew before 2020 is not going to come back. It's going to come back in some parts, but not the entire part. So having learned how this industry and how the business is shifting in the past 1 year or so, we are putting our learnings into action by restructuring courses in the program, which should be complete by end of this year. And next year, we will launch programs which are designed and tailored for a world of post-pandemic era.
Okay, sir. Sir, moving on to the last question of the day. Being a director of Symbiosis Center of Media and Communication, Pune, what suggestion would you like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students?
Okay, what advice do I have for you? I think nowadays you have a lot of places where you can get advice. But simply put, is your self-esteem does not depend on how you look. Okay, not everybody on Instagram pages is having a happy life. What God doesn't give, filters give. Your self-esteem does not depend on the money you make. Okay, how many followers you have on Instagram. It doesn't depend on your appearance, your physical appearance. Your self-esteem depends on how unique you are. Okay, and all of us are unique in our own ways. So most important thing for a long, happy career is to have good temperament and patience, and above all, pay a lot of attention to mental and physical health. I think if you have that in place, everything else will fall in its place.
Thank you, sir. That's all for the day. Thank you for connecting with us for the interview session. And I must say that this session was a fruitful session. And I wish the students who will be viewing this video in future will get a fruitful knowledge about the college, and they had a good career ahead. Thank you for joining us this, sir.